So, everyone, this is Miss Journi Prewitt, and she is the owner of. State your website once again, young lady.
blackbutterflybeautiful.com.
All right, blackbutterflybeautiful.com. Now, I'm very impressed for her to be here, and I'll tell you this because we always see so much negativity put out by this Caucasian media about our children. And our children are doing wonderful things, and I want to definitely say to you, Journi, before I get started, before everybody, I'm very proud of you as a young lady, because so many different things that I report on here that kids your age are doing. Because you're 16 years old, correct?
Yes, sir, I turned 17 last Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
June birthday. Yeah, my birthday was June the 6th.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, I know. But just saying we June babies. So now can you tell me, Journi, a little bit about yourself? How did you get involved with saying, you know what, I want to create my own business at the age of 16?
Okay, my name is Journi Prewitt. I am a rising senior. What made me want to create my own business is I love being around kids, and my number one goal in life is to give back to my community what was given to me. And I start by doing that by giving kids something to look up to. And that starts by first being an entrepreneur and just trying to do my best to give to them.
Okay, so you want to do your best by giving back to your community, and we need more and more of that because, in our community, we so used to just depending on others and taking, unfortunately, and you're giving back. So when you thought about giving back to your community, what got you to have the concept of your website?
Well, I enjoy reading. That's probably my favorite thing to do. And so me and my mom talked about, I'm trying to think of the name of the box for adult women, but I wanted to mirror something like that for girls my age and younger.
Okay, so you mirror your thing, but I see you say you like to read. That's something that's not popular with some people, is it?
No, sir.
Why do you think some kids don't like to read?
I think most kids don't like to read because in school it's forced upon us. It's like read, 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 and like reading is fundamental. But in my opinion, with reading, you always find out something new. You can read a book and know something that you didn't know prior to reading that book.
Right, but at one point in time in our history, we wasn't even allowed to read, and now that we can read, some of us don't even want to pick up a book, to save our life. So that's just very impressive that you want to read. So, how did you come up with the name of the website itself?
Well, my mom always calls me a black butterfly because, you know, butterflies are not, okay, well, the color of a butterfly being black is not, it's not like, I don't know how to put it. Okay, when you think of something black, it's not very like it's not shown upon. It's like not many people will look at it. But a black butterfly is beautiful as well. It is a very extinct butterfly because it's a monarch butterfly. So black butterfly baby, and then chrysalis is the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly.
All right, so that's very impressive how you all put that together. I'm gonna be honest with you, and for your mom to instill that in you is just great because a lot of our girls, unfortunately, and I do news stories all the time, is they don't have a great self esteem about themselves and they feel bad. They do a lot of things to get attention from people like on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm pretty sure you've seen some of that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if someone that didn't know anything about your website and they went there right now, what would do you offer on your website for the people?
Okay. We offer two different subscription boxes for girls ages 6 to 17. And in the boxes comes books featuring women of color, um, jewelry, hygiene things, different things of that sort that girls would like, pins, and they're handmade by me and my mom. And another thing that we're starting to do is a monthly giveaway of just and we're featuring black businesses, products, and things of that sort.
Okay, so everything is handmade by you. And in this box, I saw that it was very with natural hair and very Afrocentric. And was that the purpose to make sure it was Afrocentric?
The purpose was to make sure that it was very like now based. Most girls my age or younger are now becoming natural. So to feel as if this box is meant for them, we want it to be Afrocentric.
And God bless you the young people and even like yourself being natural, because natural is part of your spirit and part of your soul. And in this country they teach you that being natural is a problem, or they make certain laws or school rules for, and I've done plenty of stories on that with young girls. They have been ridiculed for their natural hair. So I'm a big supporter of natural hair here. So that is a great thing that you're doing, supporting other girls doing the same thing. Now, once they get the subscription, they pay for it once a month. Is it a box that they get every month?
Yes, sir. They get a box every month featuring a different book based off of a different famous African American woman. This month's book was Misty Copeland. So it featured the Misty Copeland book and coloring pages that were created by myself, um, and like little jewelry that had like a ballerina on it and a picture with the Misty Copeland quote on it.
Okay, you say it from ages 6, right?
Yes, sir. The
Okay,
Black Butterfly Babies book, it wasn't centered around Misty Copeland, but it was centered around Black Panthers and Black Power and things of that sort.
really? Well, you mentioned the Black Panthers. What do you know about them? How did they inspire you?
I know a lot about the Black Panthers. I grew up with my mom teaching me and my brother about Angela Davis and Huey P. Newton, and that like they were a very big role on my view on a lot of things. It made me see that the history repeats itself unless we change it ourselves.
So you mentioned the world. What do you see in the world as a 16-year-old that you feel that maybe you could change?
I see a lot of hatred, and I feel that hatred starts with changing the like what you view, and it starts by saying that you love yourself and that you have to get other people to love what you love. Because if you hate someone, then the hatred will continue. So it starts from within, and then it can go outwards. So that's one thing that I feel like I can change is by helping everyone love themselves so they can love others.
And see what you're doing on your website by promoting the things that you're promoting. You're doing that because in our community, Journey, we need to have love for ourselves. A lot of us don't like ourselves. Some of us don't like our skin color. And there's a lot of reasons for that, of course. Some of us, like I say, have difficulty about the hair because, like I said, a lot of black girls or even black women are attacked constantly about their hair, and which is not right. And there's a lot of hate involved with that as well. So, I definitely, promote that. You said Angela Davis. She's a big person to speak on. Well, what did you like about her?
I just like that she was herself through everything. Like through all of the trials and triumphs that she went through, she remained Angela Davis. That nothing changed about her, and she went through a lot. And it just, I don't know, I enjoy her, and I almost had the chance to meet her, but it didn't happen yet.
Well, maybe it will happen one day. Maybe it will, because you just never know. Like I said, I've met people that I thought I would never meet as well. So why should people support you in your endeavor with the website?
I think people should support me because it's something empowering for girls. Because as women, we grow up already not having a very high self-esteem and knowing our self-worth. And with the boxes, it helps with self-worth. The books that I've picked and read, they help me find myself, and it helped me love myself more than anybody can teach me.
Now, Journey, could you give me the website once again? That way I can put it inside of the chat room so people can go over there right now. Because I have a lot of parents that watch the show. So give us the website.
Black Butterfly Babies, no, blackbutterflybeautiful.com.
Yeah, what I'm doing right now is putting it inside of the chat room so people can get it. And make sure you go over there to her website. If you have a child between 6 years old and up, make sure that you get a monthly subscription. And this is the thing. We have to support our children, because who else is going to support them, right? We have to support them in all the endeavors. Definitely what Journi said is important, reading. I do a lot of reading, Journi, about our history, definitely news reports, and I've learned so much through reading. So I think it's something great that you're promoting here, and people on this platform definitely need to hear that. But Journi, could anyone get in contact with you possibly on the website, or how do they get in contact with you?
There's an email on the website, info@blackbutterflybeautiful.com, and that's the best way to get in contact with me.
Okay, so definitely want to thank Journi for joining us on the show today. Like I said, young lady, I'm impressed. I'm so impressed. Keep doing what you're doing. You can only grow further in your life. What do you want to go to college for before we wrap up?
I want to go to college and major in interior design and minor in childhood education.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. She is our future. She's saying what she would like to do, and working with our children is definitely what we need. But Journi, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. We'll make sure to let everyone know about the site, and hopefully some of them will go over there and get some boxes for their kids.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Journi, and we are impressed with our young people doing things, and we want to always support them in all their endeavors. Let's see, we'll be on here. We'll talk to you guys a little bit before I have to go do some other things. But yeah, I was just real happy with that. You just don't even know. Very, very positive. Very, very positive. What somebody say something about hair? What are you guys talking about? Oh, you saw the site, Mona? Yeah, I mean, like, say, go over there, please support the young lady, in her endeavors. Please do, because, and like I said, I love when the kids are doing things. I love that just makes me smile to see kids doing positive things, owning the business. And didn't you hear what she said? Her mother helped instill in her consciousness and love for self and a love for reading. That's just great. You can't like say nothing's wrong with that. And when these people put out there that something's wrong with our children, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Our children are doing wonderful things all over the world. They are our future. They're going to be better than what we'll ever be. And you heard what the 16-year-old young lady stated, that this world has a lot of hate in it. And yes, it do. But those who are the authors of the hate, they're going to be dealt with. Trust me, they're going to be dealt with. I had like Martin Luther King, I had a dream last night, and I discussed that dream with a few people. But that dream is, trust me, the people that doing all the hating, they days, I would want to be them. I'm going to say that much. But we have to invest in our young people. We have to. Because every person lays up a legacy, and that's what you're supposed to do for your children. You're supposed to build something, and still in them, they build something. Our kids shouldn't be destitute. Our kids shouldn't have nothing to look back on. As parents, your kids shouldn't be burying you with a cup. And what I mean by that is you didn't get a life insurance policy for yourself. Putting it on our children. A lot of black people in the black community don't like to get life insurance for some reason. It is nothing for you to get minimum $100,000 policy. And I want to bring someone on to talk to us about life insurance, not just health insurance, because we need that. Anything could happen. And we got to make sure to have that. You can pay $20 to $25 a month for a life insurance policy for $100. I'm saying 100,000. I'm sorry, or more. That's what we have to focus on in our community. And so when I'm doing these interviews from now on, to make it easier on me, I'm gonna start doing these interviews just in a live stream, because for me to sit down and edit some people's interviews. Some guys are longer winded than others. So no, we want to go ahead and do it that way. And then once we do it private, then we'll cut all the parts out that we don't need and we'll just go with it. But what did it say? I don't know, don't get life insurance. Well, yeah, golden, I guess black. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. You need to have that. 250,000 is good. That way your kids won't be bearing you with a cup. And if you didn't leave nothing for them, they at least have that much. I don't eat pork. Pork is oh no, that's a nasty animal. But as parents, like I said, we have to think about our children. And that young lady is going to be set up just as much as like with my kids. I think that way. So I have one daughter that's going to be going to college. Well, I have to make sure that I work hard enough to make sure she's successful in her endeavor, because I don't want her to start off like me, because I wish I had the start that she's about to get. And as you help your children and as you help them to learn and grow and be successful in life, then in turn they can help their kids do the same thing. So, say all my kids, it's not a choice if they're going to be successful or not. It's not a choice. It's a requirement, because you want to lay before your children the proper way to be. And I'm not raising my kids to be Pookie on the corner or be Shaterica on Section 8 just having a bunch of kids. That ain't happening. My kids are going to be successful or else. I take more of the African mindset when it comes to our children, because a lot of African families, when they come over here, their kids kill it. You know why they kill the game? Because they no different than the Asian community with their children. They don't have a choice not to be successful. They don't have a choice not to go to school. They have to do that and be better for their community. Thugging is not nothing we need to be celebrating. It should be an honor to come home from jail, unless you a political prisoner. But if it's not nothing like that, you just committing crimes, we celebrating that. We celebrating going away parties. These are things that we are celebrating for our kids in our community. When some of these kids in our community were put in bad situations and they got involved with the wrong people, because some of us as parents didn't apply ourselves enough to make sure our children were in certain environments, and we have to accept that. And that's why I will kill myself to make sure I would not have my children in environments that is not good for them. And I want to lay up the proper things, because what that young lady is doing, that's a testament of her parents. That's all it is. So that everything that you saw with that young lady is just impressive and a testament. And you see what happens when you raise your kids with a knowledge of self, how she talked about doing for the community. This is what we need to push, not some new rap song. That's, or some shoes or clothes or whatever. We need to push that, because that's going to sustain our community much longer. What is this? I'm looking at that. Oh boy, we have. Let me see something. Let me read that comment. Let me see. Like you fair black women, which is why black gonna choose a white man. Okay, well look, well you just go back to the Caucasus Mountains where you belong, and then we no well yes, I do have them, but I don't have them like talking about right now, because usually I do something a little bit. I know a little bit about the Stop and Field video shoot me to want to get involved in politics. I'm 18 years old. Oh yeah, like I say, these people are sick. I mean, you know that. I mean, it don't matter what we talking about. Something positive, with a young girl selling shirts. No, sorry, that's me selling shirts. A young girl having a website, giving you some education and some knowledge and something supporting the natural hair community, and he's showing up talking about stupid stuff. that we're not even talking about at the moment. They are obsessive with us. They are. And they don't even realize how sick and demented they are. Of course, those who are that way, that's what I'm talking about. But my thing is this. We need the people you need to be worrying about. You need to worry about that impending judgment that's at the door for you and your group. Because you got to answer. Oh, you got to answer for the blood that you have shed. And you think you safe with a gun and a nuclear bomb. Please, well, how you going to be safe with a gun and a nuclear bomb and a great plague is going to fall upon you? What's going to happen then? Just as much as the plagues fell upon Egypt, they're going to fall upon you too. And you remember when the plagues fell, that God protected his people? The same thing going to happen all over again. You put all your stock in a gun and a nuclear bomb. What good would that be if God struck every last one of you with arthritis? You couldn't pick up a gun. Just saying. Oh yeah, well like I said, I can't post. He can post a website. It won't let you. Anyway, I don't know how to deal with kids in my school who believe white privilege is real. Well, you can't deal with them kids, young brother. I mean, you got to think of yourself. As long as you realize that Caucasian privilege and Caucasian supremacist system is a reality. I mean, shoot, you look at the evening news, you can watch my channel. I will convince you pretty quick on everything. And I have to do that because we have to wake up to the reality that we're living in. We can't just duck our head in the sand and thinking it's not going on. Oh, they say look, the Frank guy. Oh yeah, guys, I'm glad he's there. He says, keep dream, we was kings. Listen, when they tell y'all that, reply back, you was caves. Every time they tell you guys that, just say you was caves. Always remind them of where they come from. Always. Tell them about the caves. Tell them about the evolution chart. Tell them about lice. Tell them about fur. Tell them about all that stuff. Like that's actual comebacks you can have. That's a reality, and that's documented facts. Don't never respond on baseless things if you're going to respond to those kind of trolls. But notice we aren't trolling their live streams. We aren't going to their websites. Yeah, Tiki, yeah, just tell them you was caves. That's it. When they tell you this is my country, say no, you don't have a country. You have caves. That's what you have. Okay, well, go to David Duke's website with the bed winching. Why are you here? That's my thing too. I don't like feminists. I don't like bed winches. I don't like thugs. I don't like racist. It's a whole lot of people I don't like. So like I said, don't tell me anything. Because to me, all those groups of people are anti-black. They're not for us. See, when I posted that video about those females, they was actually defending that. They were pissed off, mad at my video. But when I'm going in on black men and telling them what they doing wrong and talking about what they should be doing in the community, they clapping them videos. But I said something about some females that actually had nothing to do with them, and they getting mad. And I'm like this. Don't come over here with that feminism stuff here, because I don't like you. Don't come over here with your bed winching. I don't like that either. Anything that's anti-black, I don't fool with it. And it's not that some people say, oh, you have a problem with people dating. Let me tell you the difference between, I have known black people, male and female, to date a white person, right? And it's a difference when someone's on that mindset of the bed winching. It's totally different. They are still themselves. They don't hate black people. They just met the person. The person was cool people. I've talked to them. I didn't see no racism with them. I don't have an issue with them. I have an issue when you get with someone because you are worshiping at the feet of a Caucasian supremacist. You worshiping at his feet, and you become a supremacist yourself. And instead of saying that, you know what, I got who I wanted now, I'm good. No, when you sitting up there, have a Caucasian, and you making videos all day about black men, then you telling me you're not happy with that Caucasian, because there's no reason to make videos about black men all freaking day and how horrible they are. Okay, if they're horrible, cool. You got what you wanted. Stop talking about them. Make videos with that, right? I say the same thing to dudes. If you got a female, if you got a Caucasian female, you happy with her, well, stop making videos about black women all day. I say that to both groups. But you're not happy if you got to sit there and make videos all freaking day. And then they got to take it in extreme. They have to turn into a little Klan member to make that Caucasian male happy with his ego. Because you don't have to do that. Just have your relationship, have your stuff, whatever. And you don't have to convince nobody else to do what you're doing. If it was so called about love, then hey, you met the person, right? You fell in love. It is what it is. Simple as that. You don't have to sit there and keep trying to convince other people to do it, promote it, do this, do that. I don't promote nothing I do and personally at all, other than my principles and morals. These same ones don't even understand the difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race. That's another thing that a lot of people don't even understand it. And that's a failure of the American education system, that you don't know the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. I thought to myself, well, I have to do a whole video to teach what's the difference between race, nationality, and ethnicity. All right, I'm gonna annoy the moderator right now. All right, moderator, could you go get the trolls out? You know who you are now. Please, if you don't mind. Yes, you. Could you get the trolls out while we had this short conversation? I'm not gonna be on here too long. Yes, feminists are anti-black, but I have a feminist video coming pretty soon. I want to point out by facts why the feminist organizations don't benefit black women, and why black women are playing themselves being a part of that. Because usually brothers attack black feminists, but they don't actually bring facts to show them how they're being duped with Caucasian feminism. Because that's a Caucasian thing. The Caucasian female needs feminism because her man is oppressive to her. Actually, her man's oppressive to everybody, not just to her. But she still benefits in the system of Caucasian supremacy. Black women have no benefit in this system at all. Black women's unemployment is higher than Caucasian women. Black women make less than Caucasian women per dollar to the white man's dollar. It doesn't benefit. These Caucasian women don't come to the defense of black women when they're beaten, raped. Hell, they ain't came to the defense of Charlene Lyles. And that's a woman. I thought it was about women, right? Not about color. Charlene Lyles, a pregnant woman killed in front of children, and no outrage. Where's those women walking around talking they want to free bleed and all this other stuff? Where you at? But see, I work on that video because I'm going to have to do it factually and show them. Because once you show them with facts, if you call me a name at that point, then it's kind of stupid, because I presented facts to you and you can't refute what I'm saying. They turn him into a little supremacist, saying black men's the problem, black men in rape culture. And like, wait a minute, if you look at the FBI statistics, rape culture is actually more Caucasian males doing that, according to the FBI. You will be more in trouble with them than you would be around a black man. And that's according to the FBI. Not me. I didn't write them numbers up. But you can't tell them that because they have drunk that Kool-Aid to think they're equal with Caucasian females. And then a lot of them don't like Caucasian females in a lot of instances. Even them same females that say that I'm talking about not interracial dating or marriage, but those call themselves swirlers. A lot of them don't like white women. They don't. They can't stand white women, a lot of them. So, like, my thing is, how you with a white man but you don't like white women? I mean, it don't add up. But like I said, we'll work on that. That's on my list to work on. It'll be a good video, because I've already put the statistics together. You said you're a black feminist. Kaylin, the Democratic kid. Also about Democrats. What are Democrats doing for black women? They're not doing crap. And like I said, I have no problem talking to a black feminist, but long as we gonna talk factually. Don't be repeating, regurgitating the talking points of Caucasian feminism. Don't, because when all those black women were raped by Daniel Holtzclaw, none of them Caucasian feminists came out in droves to defend those black women. And I pointed that out then, like I said, but I put that together so you could really see it in real time when I'm talking about how feminism is not for black women. They don't look at you as women. You're not women. You're black women. You don't get the protection of Caucasian supremacist system. You don't get that. They do. It's kind of like, let me give you an example of what they're doing. It's like a millionaire complaining that they got to pay higher taxes. So you, a person who's living paycheck to paycheck, joining an organization to defend millionaires. And they'll say, well, we all making money, right? I mean, it's about paying taxes. It's about making money. But yet they're the only one benefiting from that group, and you get nothing. Eventually you're like, well, dog, where my benefits at? And that's where black women are at. Black women don't benefit. It's like the Democratic Party. Black people don't benefit from that. Show me what you have gotten from that, and you can't. Black women's unemployment is not high at a lower rate because of feminism. Explain to me that. Explain to me why black women make lower. Even Hispanic women is even worse. They make lower than black women on cents per dollar to the white man. So how are black women and ethnicity wise Hispanic women, how are you benefiting from that organization? You have been duped to fight the Caucasian woman's fight. You were right not to show up at that women's march. For what? Donald Trump not gonna do nothing to none of y'all that ain't been done before, especially black women. I mean, the worst thing he could do to you is put you back in slavery. So if he's not gonna do that, what is he gonna do to you? Take away abortion? That's not nothing we really. Some of us do, but some of us have been duped too, and that's why that group of people got to deal with God and His wrath of judgment, because all the innocent blood that's crying out from the ground for revenge is gonna come, but that's between Him and God, not us. What I'm saying is, it doesn't benefit them, and when you press them like that, who did I press on Twitter before? Not Jamila Lemieux, that Amber Phillips chick. When she tried to come up there and lie and say that the number one cause of death was domestic violence from black men on black women. And I busted her out and showed her, no, it wasn't. It was, I think it was heart disease or cancer. I think cancer, heart disease, or something else. It wasn't domestic violence. No, I mean, this, like her quoting things from Caucasian females against your man. Let me tell you something. I hope you're listening. Notice these Caucasian females never go against a man for you. You notice that? How many times these Caucasian females have had you rah-rah together against a Caucasian male and tried to destroy him, no matter what he do? Please tell me when. When you are discriminated against, right? About your hair. Where are your Caucasian female friends at? To come into these schools and march with you and demand these rules are changed and discriminate against you. Where are they at? You by yourself, right, black woman? These women don't care about you. They care about Caucasian supremacy. It's not about what you tell me. It's your actions I care about. It's nothing you could tell me anymore to make me say, oh, I feel bad for you. Man, okay, cool. I feel bad for myself. But I need to see your actions. If you feel bad for me, show me what laws you about to help me change. Or you want to feel bad for me? Okay, let's get some lawyers together. Let's file some lawsuits and let's change these laws. Because you can change laws through lawsuits. You ain't got to just go to Congress or whatever. That's how the ACLU do stuff all the time. How they strike down laws. It's through lawsuits. Show me that. They don't do nothing for you. Why are you fighting for them? They get more jobs than you. Some of them have attitudes with you when you get on the job. Don't let you be attractive on the job. Hell, if you're attractive and a bunch of black men is paying attention to you on the job, watch how they roll their eyes at you. You don't get the promotion. You got to cower down to them and put weave in your hair. You can't keep your hair natural because they feel uneasy. It makes it, trust me, natural hair is like something they can't deal with. It's like you just being your natural self. Because it points out that they are nowhere near you. You can do thousands of things with your hair and they can't. And it's a jealousy there. But yeah, you're fighting for that group. And now, I'm not saying all of them haven't said anything. I'm not saying all. Not speaking in absolutes. But I'm saying what we see based on actions, the black woman has not benefited. You have used your voice, your strength to prop up a woman against her man to get some benefits for her, and you have not got anything. At one point in time, affirmative action was for you and me, but now what they did was with affirmative action, they added women, translation white women, and white women benefit more from affirmative action than the black man and black woman do in America. But yeah, you fought for everything, black woman. You was on the front line. You were beaten. Dogs bit you too. Water hoses turned on you. You have been oppressed. You were lynched like black men. All of this stuff we fought together, and these females have slid in and took benefits when they already have benefits. So my thing is just I don't understand. Why would you take anything against your men in your community for those females? Look, you can agree with Bill Cosby, say he did whatever, fine. But we need to I have a code. I'm not joining Caucasians against my own. I'm not doing it. I don't care if you're wrong. They don't join. Listen. Show me the time Caucasians turn against each other for us. I'm not joining a Caucasian lynch mob against none of them. I told one of the feminists this. I think Jamila Lemieux. I said, I would, as much as you talk stuff against black men, I would not join them to harm you. I would defend you because you know what? I said, okay, you still my sister. I don't agree with you, but you my sister. I'll deal with you after the dust is clear. I said, but I'm not going to join them to destroy you as a black woman. And I'm not going to join them to destroy another black man. I don't care how wrong you are. I'm not joining with them. Because when you join with them, they're going to lynch you too. You next. Stop being stupid. Yeah, she may have nerve and that's fine, but she gonna find out one day it's gonna hit her too. Cause we live in a time period where all that cooning and look, I'm gonna talk about the next group of people too. Let's talk about the gay people. Let's talk about it. The LGBTQ plus, whatever you want to call it. Show me how black people benefit from that too. Black people don't benefit from that. We're all the black gay people, trans black people, right? Show me how the LGBTQ community has came to the defense of all the black trans people that's been murdered. They not there, are they? But they want you out there fighting for their rights. I'm just calling it what it is. Every group that has something to do with them is about them. It's not about you. You don't benefit. They want you in there because you got the biggest mouths. You are the best fighters. You are soldiers. They know this. That's why they want you around. You make things cool. You make things popular. You make things acceptable. They'll fight for Caitlyn Jenner all day, but they won't fight for the black person who's gay. They won't do that. I'm just calling it what it is. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just saying it doesn't benefit you to be involved with them because they listen. Okay, if a gay person is beat up by the police or shot by the police, then why aren't they talking about that as a hey, you beating up gay people? It doesn't, like I say, it doesn't benefit you. It just don't. And I would, like I said, I would love for them to show me how those groups benefit them. Yeah, you talking about calling the police? I grew up like that. Don't you call no police? You call them for your death nowadays. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it, Malcolm. I'm gonna work on that video because no, feminism is my first target because I want to show them how it doesn't benefit them. I don't want to call them names or nothing. Same thing with Arab women. You have Linda Sarsour, and she's. I like Linda. I interviewed Linda here. She's fighting, but those women are not going to come to the defense of Muslim women either. They're not. Their men are attacking the hell out of Muslim women, and they're not coming to the defense. The young Muslim girl that was beaten to death, they're not coming to the defense of that, or other Muslim people that are attacked. Other Muslims constantly attacked. Where are they at? They talking about they love people and they'll be together. They ain't doing nothing for you. They just play games with you. They are deceivers and supplanters. And I base this off of what they do, not just me making up names. That's all I'm talking. That's all I'm talking about. Like I said, I care about my community enough to want to show you where you at. Some of us just lost, and I'm not even gonna try. But when I see somebody really in error and there's nothing factual to back that up, then what's the point? Because some people can be involved with something, then they can say, you know what, I didn't think of it that way, and then get rid of it. Like I said, we are in a time period that we are literally in. They always talk about a race war. We in a race war. When you have Caucasian cops shooting down pregnant women in front of their children, putting out an edited audio to try to confuse, when the media is all on one accord trying to demonize this sister. You are at war when people are killing pregnant women. It's kind of like what the scriptures say, woe to pregnant women in the last days. That sort of thing. These people see their end and they're getting more violent. Trust me, if God don't stop them, they would nuke the whole earth. They wouldn't have an earth left because they don't want to give up power like that to nobody. If God don't stop them from doing it, which he will, they're not going to be able to nuke the whole earth. But they would do that if they could before they give up power. This is a group of people that you're dealing with here. You have to be the spawn of Satan to shoot a little pregnant woman, two grown men shooting a pregnant woman in front of children. You're not human. You can't be. You're a hybrid of a human. You look like one, but you're not human. You don't have a soul. Because a person with a soul, a person with a mind, will, and emotions, a soul, they can't point a gun at a pregnant woman and gun her down. Look, if I got another man with me, I don't care if somebody had a knife on them. That woman didn't charge them. Shoot, she called you. Why would she charge you for? And we can't believe nothing that comes out of those people's mouth about the police report. Believe nothing. Nothing. They lie. They've been lying from the beginning. They lie. They've been gang members. What you talking about? Colin Kaepernick called them out as well. We covered that here. The cops was the original slave patrol, and then he morphed into a municipal police force. Sister Sadie even did a video on that as well, talking about the history of the police department. It's on this channel. I say this: when they deal with Caucasians, they're police officers. When they deal with black people, they're the slave patrol. That's how they deal with us. Catching runaway slaves, beating you up, killing you. If any of you seen Birth of a Nation, You know, like Nat Turner's wife was raped and beat up by the slave patrol. I'm pretty sure those of you saw that. They still are slave patrol. They ain't used to be. They still are. And many people, and like I said, I've talked about this before, talking about the Casual Killing Act. The Casual Killing Act, it's never been illegal to kill black people, so they morphed that into, I'm afraid of my life. That's what they morphed that into, so they can keep killing black people. And they know this system isn't afraid of black people. They know this system don't value black life. Do you know at one point in time, this nation, you would never go to jail for raping a black woman? They would say that raping a black woman is okay because she's a whore. They don't respect black women either. And, you know, some people saying some things, you know, about, look, I said this and I believe this because I know this from my heart and from prayer time. A remnant of Caucasians are good people and a remnant of them will be saved. A remnant. Not all. Only a small remnant. But the rest of them, they agree with the murder. They will. It don't matter what black people do. They cool with black people being murdered by those race soldiers. But when it was turned around and when it was that white kid in Louisiana, oh, go back to my video. When I made that video, they were crying foul. Talking about the police going too far and all. Oh, it was like night and day when it was a white kid. But when it's our kids, well, he should have just complied. Well, it's justified. He was afraid. I mean, go back and read the comments on those two videos. Then when the brother go to trial, you sentence the black man. First of all, you charge him with murder, not manslaughter. Then he gets 40 years in jail. You can't get a Caucasian cop or anybody who kills a black person to go to jail. You're right. The dad should have been charged. That's why people saying, Lakia, that's why some people are saying, like, shoot, might well disband them. But see, Caucasian, like, what do you mean disband the police? Are you crazy? What do you want? State police? Like, we don't really need them. Like I say, if they treating us like the slave patrol, what are they going to do? We have crime in our community. They don't come do anything about it. So what's the point of paying them tax dollars for? I've seen videos. You have Caucasians that will sit up there and fight police. They even kill police. And notice, and I've done many videos on this. They would never, the Caucasian media protect them so much that it doesn't even matter if a police officer are killed. If it's about a Caucasian, we don't talk about that. So they don't even care about police at the end of the day. It's racial for them when it comes to police. Oh, we protect the police. We support the police because it's racial and they're being race soldiers for us. But when it's a Caucasian male suspect killing a police officer, they don't care about those same police officers that they say they support so much. If 71% of the police officers that were killed last year, okay, were by Caucasian suspects, that means we should have known every Caucasian male that was Neanderthaling. We didn't know crap because they're not going to do that. The Caucasian media is going to protect their own. No matter what they do, they're going to minimize it. They're not going to report it. But when it comes to any other group of people outside of them, you will be demonized. Your background will be put on display. It don't matter if you made a demerit on your kindergarten paper. They're going to put that out too. Why? Because the Caucasian media is just as complicit with the system. The race soldiers kill you. the Caucasian media demonize you and taint the Caucasian person that's going to be on the jury because they understand the inherent bias. They go there to the trials with the inherent bias, and then that's why these police officers walk. It's a system that works hand in hand. It don't stop. That's why I fight against the Caucasian media and the propaganda. I'm not the only one, but we are fighting against that because I understand that information is powerful. He who controls the information controls the mind, and they know this. This is why the Bilderbergs on one of their agenda list when a secret meeting was the war on information. What's the war about? They don't like that the Caucasian media is being challenged and information is being waged and war is waged about from the minds and hearts of people, not only in America, but all over the world. Because of people in the independent media, we have shown them to be who they truly are: liars, murderers, deceivers, thieves. And we've shown it with the truth. We didn't make stuff up. We didn't call names. We've shown it. Every day, the consciousness of people are waking up all over this country and all over the world. Their lies of deceit not working as well anymore. It's not sticking. They practice the propaganda of Adolf Hitler. And they demonized us all over the world. How is it that people never met us, but they hate us in different countries? We haven't done nothing to them. We never invaded their countries. We never done crap. They hate us because they put it out there to hate us. When I talk to people from different parts of the world and they think who we are is love and hip hop, who's responsible for that? You can say, well, Mona Scott Young. No, Viacom is responsible for that. Who owns Viacom? Caucasians. So when I talk about different things, I go to the source. Like what happened to that young Muslim girl. Everybody say, the dude was Mexican, the dude was Latino, the dude was this, the dude was that. And I said, who's responsible for the anti-Islamic message? Who's out here with Sharia law marches with guns? Notice them same cops not afraid of Caucasian males with AR-15s walking around them, but a black man just look at them funny and he ready to shoot them. They are responsible. Well, you're right. You're right about that. Well, you say Michael Slager got arrested for killing. If it wasn't been for the brother that filmed that with Michael Slager, he wouldn't have got arrested. The fix was in. The lie was in. He was planning a taser. That's why I said in my videos, I say things because I don't see no other solution. I said I don't really feel Caucasian male cops should be even patrolling nowhere near black people or even pulling them over. I think you could pull them over, but call a black police officer to deal with them. They did it in the 40s when they first had black cops. They put all the black cops in the black communities. Why not? When I go to Chinatown here in Houston, they got Asian cops. They got a whole substation for Houston police in their area. I don't have a problem with Asian cops patrolling the Asian communities. I don't have a problem with Hispanic cops patrolling Hispanic communities. I don't have a problem with that. What's wrong with that? You're in that area. The cops should understand the people and the culture. There's nothing hateful about that. It makes things easier. It eliminates race issues that will never be on the table. It's all about a solution. And I said that same thing to the assistant police chief here in Houston on that video. And of course, he didn't agree with it. But I mean, like, why not? Why can't the black people patrol the black communities? Like with that police officer, which one? The police chief from Dallas. He's the only one that actually said that publicly. Well, he said, you know what? If you want to be a police officer, come on. I'll put you in your community and you can serve your community. I like that he said that. I was in support of the Dallas police chief when he said that. I was like, yeah, bravo. That's what we need. And then 3 months after that, he retired. I said, oh man, come on. He couldn't even get that done. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking for solutions to a problem. Because like a lot of people say, well, what's the solution? Why we keep talking about it? I'm telling you the solution. Put black cops in the black community. And let's try that out for about 24 months. All over the nation. Black police officers in the black communities. But you remember what Darren Wilson said? He said he wanted to go in the black community because that's all the action is. He didn't want to be in the white community. When actually, it's more action in white communities than it is the black ones. Because in the white community, you got way more drug use going on. A crystal meth and heroin epidemic is out the roof. That's a lot of action for you. I seen some old meth head the other night. I'm telling y'all, like I'm at a point that I'm gonna start recording these meth heads for y'all, showing y'all. The only reason sometimes I have to make sure it's the right one I'm recording, because you come up to me trying to put your hand on me, like I said, I ain't the one. But it's these meth heads, and it made me want to walk up to them sometimes and say, hey, you know, where the Klan at? Why they ain't helping you out here since they say they love white people so much? Where Trump at? I mean, you should see them. They sad. The meth heads, they are sad. Well, people talk about integration, and they say that, well, the worst thing we have is integration. Martin Luther King, the people think that Martin Luther King fought for us to go to the same lunch counter to white people and go to concerts to white people. Martin Luther King fought for integration because he understood resources. That's what he understood. He understood that whites hogged up all the resources. And in order for you to get the resources that you needed, integration was the only way for it to happen. I get it. You were getting third and fourth rate books for your education when all the whites had the top rated books. And so if you integrated into the same schools that they went to, then now you get the same books. Because they'll still take your tax dollars. And to this day, they still practice segregation. Don't get me wrong. They practice it in so many different ways. To them, a good school is a school that's predominantly white. That's a good school. Not the performance of the school. It's just you're not there, so it's a good school. And if you give them money to go in the areas they're at, they're going to leave. Now, they say that one troll was telling me, well, every time whites go somewhere, blacks follow. No, blacks follow resources. They don't follow you. Because why aren't we trying to go stay in the trailer park with you then? You're there. Why are we not trying to go over there with you with the meth in the trailer parks? You don't see blacks knocking down the door to get in the trailer parks. So don't say that. We don't follow you nowhere. We get more money and we work hard. So we want to buy a better home and stuff for our children. And if you happen to be there, you happen to be there. It's just that simple. Now, when it gets to that point, it's more so an economic separation at that point. Because if you was poor and Caucasian, you couldn't afford to be there either. But in their mind, they feel that, you know, everything. And then something else that you guys have to pay attention to. They hate your success. You should see how they look at you and you drive better than them, dress better than them, happier than them. Boy, they can't stand it. They feel they're supposed to have everything. And you're supposed to have nothing. Well, they kicked them out. Well, my message, when you're talking about separating, my message is I get a lot of white people come to me behind the scenes and they say different things to me. And I'm telling all of them the same thing I'm saying publicly. I would say to them privately. I'm glad you're not that way. That's good. But what are you going to do about it? What laws are you going to change? Or can you at least stand up and say something against your own? That's what I'm saying. I'm calling them to task about doing something about it. Don't tell me systematic racism is bad. Okay, I know, I live it. Now, what are you going to do in your Caucasian privilege to make sure to get rid of it so we can live the same life together? I believe in equality. So do I. So let's live equally, right? Get rid of the system. I was talking to my homeboy the other night. He was saying, man, in order for this country to change, the whole system got to be broken and be rebuilt from scratch. I say, yep. I say, because everything that's written up as of now, it benefits them. It's not fair to all people. Yeah, Reginald. Yeah. See, and you know what? Caucasians not complaining about that, Reginald. What you just said about the Asian police officers in Houston. I know that. They nobody complain. But if black people say, hey, can we get maybe about, some officers in the black community and have a police station in the black community? Look, Reginald, imagine them saying that, listen, we want a police station in 3rd Ward and we want nothing but black officers. Oh, it'll be hell. Well, why? That's wrong. That's racist. That's like, you don't even know what the word racism means, you fool. How is it asking for black officers promoting yourself as superior than others based on race? That's what racism means. I can't stand when people use words in a dumb fashion. I hate that. If you're paying taxpayers, why? Look, if white folks want white officers, I'm not complaining about it. Yeah, look, if it's a white community, he understands the white people. I'm not mad about that. I'm not getting mad like, why you wanting white officers? Why can't blacks be there? I don't want them to be there. And it's not segregation or separation. It's just understanding the community that you're in. That's all. There's no hate involved with that. Because we see it don't work. If Caucasian males are afraid of black males, then to eliminate the lawsuits, because understand something, these Caucasians don't even mind paying lawsuits when they kill you black people. And they getting these $5 million lawsuits each time. The taxpayer is paying these lawsuits. The Caucasian taxpayer don't mind paying that when they kill you. So I'm saying, look, to eliminate the taxpayer lawsuits, they have to pay out every time. To eliminate the I'm afraid for my life, I'm afraid of black people. Well, keep them away from black people and keep around people they're not afraid of. And then put the black officers around the black people. And then there you go. It's no race problem, right? Everybody is happy. Exactly. Right there. Most of these Caucasian officers don't live in black neighborhoods, so why patrol it? Yes, that is true. They never was raised around black people. Now listen, we've all known a white person that's grown up in a black area. I've known a few, and they get it. They know it. They almost like a black person, really, in a lot of ways. And they'll fight for you to the end because they get the life that you live in because they grew up with you right then and there. But if you're not that kind of white person and didn't grow up in the black community, then you shouldn't be patrolling it. You got some Caucasian male from Hee Haw, Alabama, talking about he gonna come patrol 3rd Ward. Like, really? You don't know nothing about no 3rd Ward or 5th Ward or black people? You've been in Hee Haw, Alabama all your life. Nothing but around your people. With Confederate flags and all that other mess. You're right about getting the brothers out of jail. You're right. And also, let's talk about jail. If you have a family member in jail, please write them. Please send them money. Don't have them brothers in jail and they have nothing, okay? It's so easy for you to write them and send them money. They have an app, and it's easy now, called JPay. right? Matter of fact, I'll write it in there. You could download this app in the iTunes. You can download it. Hold on. Let me write it. You can write it in the iTunes or the Android Google Play Store. You can download the app. You put some money on there. You can write them letters, right? And make sure they have your address. They can send you back letters. You can put money in your family member's account all through that app. I have only one family member that's incarcerated, and he was incarcerated on some BS. Wrong place, wrong time. Didn't kill nobody, nothing like that. Didn't rape nobody, none of that kind of stuff. But wrong place, wrong time. And a lot of people in my family was not writing him, was not taking care of him. So I spoke to a brother that did some time, and I asked him, how much money should I send my cousin every month so he'll be good in there? And he told me a certain amount I could send him, so he wouldn't have to worry about even going to the cafeteria if he don't want to eat anything. He's good. So I sent him that because I want to make sure he's good. And I told him, look, when you get out on parole, don't worry about a job. You got one here. That's why I made sure my structure was set up right where I can do that. You shouldn't, because getting out of prison, they put our people in bad positions where they can't get a job. And sometimes your probation, they want you to have a job, and if you can't pay them probation dues, they'll send you back. So I talked to him, and boy, he's sharper. He is sharper than a knife in his mind when it comes to this system, when it comes to the condition of black people. I mean, I was just shaking my head at letters he was sending me about some things. So whenever he get out, he's getting on this platform. I'm telling you, he's going to work for me and do different things. Trust me, I love to have him. But you got to take care of your family. We have to do that. It's too easy to do that. Put some money down in there. I mean, make some sacrifices. You write them letters. You can even attach photos on that thing. And what happens is at the jail, the prison, they like the mail call with the JPay, they just print the stuff out now, and then they can print out the photo and all this other stuff. So they actually have photos of family. Like, let them see that family's still around, family care about them. You can send them pictures or whatever. Help them make their time go by. At least they feel connected to the family. Take time to go visit them. Didn't even the scriptures teach when I was in prison, did you visit me? Some of our loved ones have done things that are stupid, right? But then some of them have been caught up in the situation, and because they were poor, they didn't have money for proper defense. These crooked Caucasian supremacist DAs got them to take plea deals they shouldn't have took, and now they locked up in prison. My cousin told me that it is slavery in there. He told me that they have them making bowls, plates, boots, cups, clothes, all this manufacturing jobs that should be on the outside these white folks crying about. They're in jail. And if you don't make these things, they give you a disciplinary case. And if you get a disciplinary case against you, when it's time for you to come in for parole, guess what? You can't get your parole because you got a disciplinary case. You see how that system works? These guys are forced to work, basically forced to, don't get paid a dime. And these Caucasians are fine with that. They good with that. Even though they're hurting with jobs, they're committing suicide because of their job situation. They're on drugs because of their job situation, a lot of them. But these private prisons got so many jobs. You can work for IBM, Microsoft. You can work for all these companies in prison. But then when you get out of prison, you can't go work for them. That 13th Amendment, it still have slavery in it. No politician wants to talk about amending that amendment. Because as long as black people are the one that's slaves, they fine with that. That's why I say they got a judgment coming from God out this world. Like I said, I actually fear them being them. I would not want to be them at all, because they have hell to pay when it comes to the things they have done for hundreds and hundreds of years to the Native American, to Africans, to people in the Middle East. It just, there's so many different things they've done. Like I said, trust me, I wouldn't want to be them. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that documentary. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I know what you're talking about that brother that was sentenced to jail, but he was found not guilty. No, what they ended up doing was revoking his probation. That's how they got him. Let's say these people, like I say, they got a system that's set up that just pure evil. Pure evil. But like I said, it's coming to an end. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming to. I've been talking to a lot of people lately. A lot of people been having these dreams, boy, like dreams about that stuff. And I'm like, boy, I say usually God be talking through dreams to a lot of people before it happened. Oh, you talking about the Philando Castile? Yeah, I did see the video, the video they did put out. And yes, the jury did see the exact same video. And they still let him go. But like I said, I didn't do a news report to talk about that. I need to get a different frame of mind and to do that video. It don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, you say you can feel it ending too. Like I said, no. But we gonna be okay. We have been preserved. We are fine. I promise you that. We are fine. We not in the crosshairs of the judgment. Part of me want to discuss it in a live stream with the dream, not the dream and what I saw happening. But it's a part of me like saying, I don't know yet because I see it coming and they don't. It's like right at the door. You know how John the Baptist used to say, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. With them is repent for the judgment of God is at hand. That's what was happening with them. And they're so proud. Do you realize they killed more children than King Herod killed during the time of Christ? Because I don't know if you know the scriptures. King Herod, because he feared a new king was being born, he killed all male children 2 and under. He ordered his soldiers to do so. These people have murdered more children with a Roe versus Wade decision than King Herod did. And anybody who understands the scriptures, when innocent blood is spilled, it cries out from the ground to God for vengeance. And look how many children that has been murdered underneath the supplanting and lie that a woman's right to choose is my body. It all comes from the pit of hell. They have killed, like I say, more children than King Herod's killed. Look how many black children has been slaughtered. They sanctioned. Then you have another group of them and say, I don't agree with abortion, pro-life, but you're not pro-life when it comes to black people because you support race soldiers. So it's kind of ironic that don't kill a baby, but kill a black person. Got it. They got to pay for all those millions of children's innocent blood spilled to the ground. They got to pay for that. They can lie and say woman's right to choose. They can lie and say it's her body. They can lie and say all this stuff. It don't matter what they say. You violating God's law. That's why your birth rate is where it's at. It's just starting with that. When you have put laws in place to slaughter innocent children and that blood has cried out to God for revenge, the vengeance has started. Barrenness has hit your community worldwide. It's just not an American thing. But like I said, I don't want to get into all that talk, too much. Because like I said, it's... Yeah, you talking about the black babies used for alligator bait. They got to pay for that. They have not, you understand something? It came to me last night. They have not paid for it. They haven't paid for Martin Luther King. They haven't paid for Malcolm X. So they were behind Malcolm X. Yeah, black men did it, but they were behind it. Trust me. They was behind it 100%. You think they want that black? Because right before, this is why Malcolm X was killed. right before Malcolm X was killed, him and Elijah Muhammad was starting to talk again. That's what most people don't even know. And him and Elijah Muhammad was starting to make amends right before he was killed. J. Edgar Hoover did not want Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad to get back together. He had to take him out. He also didn't like him and King was starting to get together. Now you have black men starting to unify like that. Oh no, we got to take them out. They haven't paid for the Tuskegee experiment. They haven't paid for Black Wall Street. They haven't paid for JFK. They haven't paid for all the white people that they lynched for trying to help black people. They haven't paid for the white civil rights workers that got killed for them and what they do. That's bad. What's the young sister's name that was 20 years old that was lynched? That we seen the photo. You know what one I'm talking about? It's an iconic photo. They lynched that sister. She was pregnant, and they saw the baby moving inside of her, cut her stomach open, and stomped the baby's head in. What's that? So Mary what? They got to pay for that. And you know the scriptures teach the sins of the fathers visit upon the third and fourth generation. They got to pay for those sins. They could have got out of it with repentance and recompense, but they don't want to do it. They have the attitude of King Nebuchadnezzar, if you know the scriptures. They're that arrogant like him. And just as much as God brought him down from his position and made him a homeless wild man that lost his mind, that's exactly what's going to end up happening. Your nuclear weapons won't save you. Your guns won't save you. Your money won't save you. None of that will save you. Mary Turner, that's her name. Thank you for bringing her up, Mary Turner. Well, J. Edgar Hoover's not here anymore, so obviously his programs are still working today. Oh yeah, do your research. They used to have Christmas cards and postcards, how they used to lynch black people. And I mean, they would not only lynch black people, but they would cut off their fingers and toes and ears and tongue and all, and they would take it as souvenirs. They would fight over the souvenirs of the body and put it in their homes as trophies. This is documented history I'm talking about. They got to pay for that. And it's not up to, we're not going to do it. God going to deal with them. When they talk about the Holocaust, that happened in one span of time. When they talk about our Holocaust, that's hundreds upon hundreds of years. Here, our Holocaust is still happening today. Look at what happened to Philando Castile, that new video. That's no different than what Hitler would do. Oh yeah, you talking about throwing rocks at the babies? Look, you talking about the history of the Native Americans. They did the same thing to them. They was kicking their babies' heads off. They were doing that, stomping their babies' heads in too. The Native American people gave them smallpox with blankets. These people thought that you was trying to give me a blanket to keep me warm, and you laced it with smallpox. Biological warfare, long time ago. The Native Americans was nothing but good people to them, and look what they did to them. Took their whole land, slaughtered them, and put them on reservations. It's documented history. This is the history of this nation they don't want to teach you in school. And then they have the nerve and right to say anything to somebody? Like, are you crazy? And they say, well, I had nothing to do with that. You're right, you didn't. You didn't do a thing. Not by blaming you. But you're not making it right either. What are you doing to fix that? If you see a system that's constantly doing this stuff and you're living in it and you're not saying anything other than I feel bad, but you have the power to do something, yeah, well, our cultures are intertwined. Native American culture and African culture are intertwined. We Native Americans and Africans had many tribes together. You know, remember like the Black Seminole Indians, like John Horace. I did a video on him a long time ago. It's the Native American tribes took a lot of the runaway slaves in. It's been a lot of us that's considered Native American, right? It's the same thing with Mexico. A lot of the runaway slaves would escape to Mexico. A lot of them would join the Mexican army, and when the slave masters and the slave patrol would try to come into Mexico to get the slaves back, the Mexican army would run them out of there. That's why you have a lot of blacks that settled in Veracruz, Mexico. They're still there to this day in Veracruz. There's a big black population in Veracruz. There's black people all over Mexico. And also something else I want y'all to think about it. Why is it they never wanted us to leave? Let's just think about this. After slavery, see, we have to understand that it's something special about us. If we were just nothing but lowly black people, after slavery, they could have put us all on boats and shipped us all back to Africa. Ask yourself that question. Why have they not shipped us all back to Africa? After slavery, they could have did it. They could say, you know what, slavery's over. We don't want to deal with the black problem no more. We don't like blacks here. We ended slavery, but you need to go back. They could have put us all on boats and sent us all back. Accept that question. Why haven't they even offered that? Why haven't they got with African nations to see if we would like to go back, we can go back? Think about that for a minute. These trolls to tell you to go back, but why isn't the government have never made it where you can go back? Number two, why is it that if you get a felony, you can't get a passport? Look, if they say, look, if you want to go back to Africa, shoot, you can go back. They hold you hostage here. Have you realized that a lot of you held hostage here? Why do you need a passport to go to Africa? Yeah, some did go back, but we talking about the government sending us all back. Like after slavery, our ancestors, all of them go back on boats and go back. That's no excuse. They could have sent them all back. It had nothing to do with no money. No. Putting them on boats and a boat ride back to Africa is not with the bit. No. It ain't like today. They could have sent them all back. They brought them over here. They could have sent them back. Yeah, you're right. Right there. They deported Marcus Garvey. You're right. J. Edgar Hoover got Marcus Garvey deported because he was trying to get black people to leave. Ask yourself that question. Why is it they don't want us to leave? Lighthearted girl, that's it. And they know that. You talking about Haiti? They still salty with Haiti for fighting and winning their freedom from them. They salty with them. Right, erect pen. They could have used Marcus Garvey's boat. He was setting it up for us to go to Liberia. That's what he was setting. And say, look, he was telling black people, let's go back. Let these folks have it. We all go back. Why is that a threat to you? I thought blacks are the problem. So if blacks are the problem, surely you should have supported Marcus Garvey and told him, like, look, Garvey, you need help with any money to get extra boats, or something to get all these blacks out of here. I mean, they're a problem. We don't want them around. We don't have to deal with the black problem anymore. Let's send them back. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in my interview with Dr. Julian Garvey. I interviewed Marcus Garvey's son, and go into my playlist in my interviewing, and just scroll down for Dr. Julian Garvey. That's Marcus Garvey's son. We talked about that. Yeah, they got Garvey on mail fraud. That, like, something stupid that he didn't even do. But they used that enough to get Garvey out of here. And that was J. Edgar Hoover before he actually became head of the FBI. Well, Lakia, some of them gonna fall by the wayside. And some of them gonna get caught up with them too. They better stop what they can. Yeah, they fought for their freedom. But anyway, guys. Yeah, I talked about a whole lot of things I wasn't planning on talking about other than that interview. So, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the interview up and just put that up and then separate another part to something else. But no, not right now, because I'm going to have to get off of this stream. I'm going to figure out some other things I need to do, but I'll put up some news stories a little later. And I appreciate the brother that told me about that. What's that brother name? That brother that does that art. Like I said, I reached out to him as well, because I would like him to help us with some designs, and just still wait on his email. But guys, thank you for listening, and see you on the next news report.